What is there to talk about? You fighting the best fighter in the world. You better be taking it serious. You know, that goes to show, you know, how serious he's taking me and how much he respects me.
I think with the weight difference, you know, with me witnessing like smaller guys really just like do damage to bigger guys, it's like, you know what, that kind of really don't matter in a sense.
Man, pound for pound, who I consider the best fighter in the world between him and Inoue, he's just a remarkable fighter, man.
Terence Crawford reacts to the training footage of Canelo Alvarez and Jaron Ennis. He suggests that Canelo must train harder because he is about to face the best fighter in the world. Crawford emphasizes that his skills, power, and ability to adjust make him a unique challenge, unlike anyone Canelo has faced before. The footage shows Canelo putting effort into speed and intensity, which Crawford interprets as proof that Alvarez is taking him seriously. For Crawford, this only highlights how dangerous he is, since even Canelo recognizes the hard test that lies ahead against him.
What is there to talk about? You fighting the best fighter in the world. You better be taking it serious. You know, that goes to show, you know, how serious he's taking me and how much he respects me. Because, you know, if I haven't fought anyone, if I was too small, if I was, you know, all these things that all the media say I was, then he wouldn't need these guys to help prepare him to fight me. He wouldn't, you know, need all the help that, you know, he's getting. But I'm happy that he's getting the help that he needs because, you know, after, you know, September 13th, there will be no excuses.
In recent footage, Canelo Alvarez is seen focusing heavily on his speed drills instead of just relying on power shots. This change in approach is connected to the style of Terence Crawford, who is widely known for his quickness and ability to adapt mid-fight. Analysts point out that Canelo looks noticeably leaner and perhaps smaller than usual during these sessions, which has sparked debate about whether he is cutting down in size to match Crawford's pace. Some even go as far as suggesting that Canelo appears smaller than Crawford in certain angles despite normally being the bigger man. This shift raises questions about whether Canelo's attempt to emphasize speed over power might impact his natural advantages or if it will provide him with the exact balance needed to handle Crawford's rhythm.
In a recent footage shared online, Canelo Alvarez definitely looks less bulkier and even somewhat smaller in comparison to Terence Crawford. Several people on multiple boxing community forums have noted that unlike Terence Crawford, who seems to be more focused with enhancing his power in order to shake Canelo's already proven and tested chin, Canelo's priority is more on refining his speed in order to swiftly deliver his already powerful punches, with both men pretty much basically having the exact opposite approach. Now, it'll be interesting to see the return of Slick Nello, a version of Canelo Alvarez who we haven't seen in a while. As for Terence Crawford, the question is, will he be able to bring his speed, agility, endurance, and stamina from 147 to 168, or will he end up like Trunks during the Cell Games?
At the press conference, Canelo Alvarez delivered a bold message with complete confidence in his ability to handle Terence Crawford. He dismissed the notion that Crawford poses a unique challenge, claiming that every opponent he has faced believed they were different but ended up falling short. Canelo described this matchup as one of the biggest fights in boxing history and promised that his victory would be remembered for years to come. His body language and tone projected self-belief as he positioned himself as the fighter who thrives on pressure and big moments.
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You're gonna see.
We'll
you know it.
We'll see.
We're gonna see.
Many observers are quick to highlight that Terence Crawford has already proven his ability to defeat naturally bigger fighters. Throughout his career, Crawford has stepped up through multiple weight classes and faced opponents who enjoyed clear advantages in height, reach, and physical strength, yet he found ways to come out on top. His victories against larger fighters have not only added to his resume but also demonstrated that his skill level often negates size disadvantages. This is why the belief that Canelo Alvarez's physical presence will automatically decide the fight is being questioned by analysts and fans alike. Crawford's approach to boxing is built on more than just power or speed. He thrives on tactical sharpness, adaptability, and the ability to make adjustments during the course of a fight. Analysts often emphasize that his ring IQ allows him to read opponents quickly and change strategies on the spot, a rare gift that has carried him through many challenging bouts. For this reason, many believe Crawford's versatility will help him neutralize Canelo's size and power. The confidence in his corner grows from historical examples where smaller fighters overcame larger ones through skill, proving that in boxing, brains often beat brawn.
A person like, Boots, that's a lower weight, and like a lot of times weight don't really matter, because I've seen him smash guys that are just like way bigger than him. So I'm looking at it in a sense of, I think Crawford can handle the weight difference, and he could bring, the elusiveness of a lower. I mean, Canelo lower too, but Canelo fight more like a bully in a sense. He's lower too. He's good too, but he just fight more with like more strength, overpowering. He has great technique. He's great, but I'm just looking at the athleticism and the will that Crawford always had and always brought, and I'm just thinking of that just transforming into like this weight difference. The weight difference is the only thing that we could pretty much, argue about. But I think with the weight difference, with me witnessing like smaller guys really just like do damage to bigger guys, it's like, that kind of really don't matter in a sense. It's as long as you're good on your game, you're good on your feet, and you can duck and block some punches.
What's the outcome?
I think the outcome, and nobody's gonna get stopped. Nobody's gonna get stopped.
Because I'm hearing that this person gonna get stopped, that person gonna get stopped.
No, nobody's gonna get stopped. I think it's gonna be a good fight, a good show. I think we'll see more. I think we'll be entertained more than disappointed for sure. When it comes to like skill for skill, going back and forth with certain things. I don't think we would necessarily see too much of a strong fight, because Canelo could pretty much he could hold his ground and not necessarily get out of conduct. Both of them can. They both are professional. Two of the greatest of this era.
Respected trainer Manny Robles offered his insight by stating that Canelo does not appear to carry the same intimidating size in this buildup as he usually does. Robles emphasized that Crawford is currently the best fighter in the world, with a complete arsenal of tools that make him exceptionally dangerous. According to him, Crawford's counterpunching ability, timing, and balance elevate him above most competitors. Robles' comments underline the belief that Crawford is more than just a skilled boxer. He is a fighter with the total package capable of adapting to any opponent's strengths. By calling him dangerous, Robles signaled that Canelo will need more than size or confidence to secure victory against such a versatile and sharp challenger.
It's very highly anticipated, that Canelo versus Crawford fight.
Oh man, that's a great fight, but you're only as good as your last fight. And so we all know that Canelo didn't look too hot in his last fight, and obviously the opponent didn't help very much. He's a big guy, super middleweight, strong, solid. He's fought everybody there is to fight, with the exception of Benavidez, of course. But then you have Crawford, man, pound for pound, who I consider the best fighter in the world between him and Inoue. He's just a remarkable fighter, man. He's got the total package. He can switch from conventional to southpaw. Nobody does it better. Great counterpuncher, great boxer, great ring generalship. He can fight if he chooses to. So it'd be dangerous to sit there and fight someone like Canelo, but it's just, I don't know, man. That's a toss-up. That's a 50-50 fight.
Do you see that 50-50?
Yeah, it's a 50-50.
Former champion Shane Mosley weighed in with a different perspective, noting that the size gap between Canelo and Crawford might still be too significant to ignore. Mosley acknowledged Crawford's talent, but also stressed that when the difference in natural weight and physicality is this wide, it can become a decisive factor. He suggested that Canelo could use his frame to wear down Crawford and take control of the fight in close exchanges. Mosley's view reflects a more traditional boxing outlook, where the bigger, stronger fighter tends to prevail if skill levels are somewhat comparable. His statement highlights the uncertainty surrounding this bout and why so many experts remain split on the potential outcome.
Canelo versus Crawford coming up very soon. Who do you got for that one? How do you see it going?
It's going to be a great fight in the beginning because Crawford is a great fighter as well. I think that the size difference is going to be too much for Crawford. I think that once they start mingling and battling, I think that Canelo might be able to get Crawford. But anything can happen. I mean, Crawford can catch him on chin too. I mean, it's not like it's a for sure thing. It just seems that Canelo has speed and his power at that weight, so it's gonna be hard for Crawford to do anything, I think.
Analysts have been clear that reducing Canelo Alvarez to a stereotype of the Mexican-style brawler is a mistake. Over the years, he has evolved into a fighter with some of the sharpest defensive skills in the sport. His head movement, timing, and ability to slip punches have allowed him to neutralize dangerous opponents. At the same time, Terence Crawford is equally respected for his defensive acumen, relying on distance control and angles to minimize damage. This makes the fight particularly intriguing since both men are not just offensive powerhouses, but also have elite defensive systems. Analysts believe the matchup could become a chess game, where the one who breaks through the other's guard first will gain the decisive edge.
Who has the better defense between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford? People are giving Crawford the edge in skill across the board. But does Canelo, who some say doesn't just have the typical Mexican style, does Canelo have a few sprinkles and a few twists of being the quote-unquote slick black fighter, especially on defense? If they get in the pocket, if they sit in the pocket like some lint in this fight, will Bud's defense, which is generally slight movements and picking off punches, be able to absorb it and keep himself out of danger? Or will Canelo's high caliber waist and head movement, just a couple degrees of movement being able to avoid punches, will that be able to keep him out of danger and set him up for vicious counters? Both men are genius Mensa-level counter punchers. But whose defense between the two of them do you think is better? Tell me in the comments.
One analyst stirred debate by suggesting that if Canelo defeats Crawford, there will likely be pre-built excuses surrounding the outcome. He pointed out that many will argue Crawford was fighting outside his natural weight class, and that Canelo was simply too big. The analyst also mentioned that Crawford himself may lean on these narratives if he loses, thereby shielding himself from heavy criticism. At the same time, the analyst acknowledged that Crawford is making the move for financial reasons, since this fight represents one of the biggest paydays of his career. This perspective frames the bout as a no-lose situation for Crawford in terms of legacy, while adding pressure on Canelo, who must win to protect his standing.
All right, what's up, everybody? So look, man, let's get right into it. The big question, right, is Terence Crawford going to come up with the excuse after the Canelo fight, right? The pre-built excuse that I think everybody's going to give him a pass on. Like, you know what, he was daring to be great. It wasn't his weight class, blah, 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 etc. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that this is going to happen, bro, and I'm calling this shit out right now. Because it's no secret, right? You guys know, and it's pretty obvious, bro. It's not like rocket science to call this shit out. Canelo is probably going to end up knocking out Terence Crawford. I know there's a lot of fans, a lot of people that have faith in Terence Crawford. I understand that he's a great fighter, and I could see people be like, yeah, Terence Crawford is special, this and that. But realistically, bro, moving up 2 weight classes to fight another special fighter, I mean, come on, man. Is Terence Crawford really, really that great? Like, has he really beat the opponents like that to prove that he's that great? In my opinion, it's no. So, but I say all of that shit, bro, to say this, man, because I want you guys to think about this, and I want you guys to remember this shit right now. Because as for me, I'm not gonna give Terence Crawford no excuses, bro. I'm gonna hold him accountable for his actions. He wanted to jump up 2 weight classes. He wanted to jump up to 168, cut the line, and take on Canelo and fight him for all his belts to try to become 3 times undisputed. You guys know how I feel about this shit, bro. In my opinion, no, he's not daring to be great, bro. He's doing this shit for the money. It's obvious as fuck. He's on interviews saying that, before Turkey Ali, she came with this bag, He's on interviews saying that he will never fight Canelo, that 168 is way too big for him and this and that. So it's not hard to see that he did this shit for the money, right? But what I want you guys to remember, man, after the fight, because like I said, bro, I guarantee you we're going to hear this shit from Terence Crawford first. You know, I was daring to be great. I moved up to a weight class that wasn't mine and this and that. And okay, we all know that shit, right? We all know this shit, bro. Like, you don't got to remind everybody. We don't want to actually even hear this from you.
Former world champion Amir Khan expressed confidence in Terence Crawford's chances, provided he remains sharp and disciplined throughout the fight. Khan argued that Crawford's precision and focus are the keys to overcoming Canelo's power and experience. Having shared the ring with top fighters himself, Khan understands how mental lapses can cost a boxer against elite opponents. His statement reinforces the narrative that Crawford's best path to victory lies in maintaining concentration and sticking to a game plan without falling into Canelo's traps. Khan's prediction builds further anticipation, as it comes from a fighter who has first-hand experience of competing at the highest level.
I think that Crawford could beat him, because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
He should know by firsthand what Crawford like. His older son then got his ass whooped by Terence Crawford already. He feared that Crawford beat the shit out of Canelo, the world gonna scream for Crawford versus Benavidez.
Yeah, right. Crawford don't want that, bro. Don't forget Turkey offered Crawford that fight already. Chill.
And he said he'll take it.
Nah, he asked for a 64-pound catch weight.
Yeah.
Turkey sent the offer for 64 pounds.
Yeah. We know what's up.
We know what's up.
That fat boy don't want it with Crawford. Benavidez don't look like he in shape.
Lord of mercy.
That boy start training camp a week before the fight, and then he get on the scale. You starve yourself. Stop playing. That boy don't got an ab. He ain't got a definition of a muscle.
Yoel Diaz, who trained Dimitri Bivol for his upset victory over Canelo Alvarez, delivered a blunt assessment of Crawford's chances. According to Diaz, Canelo is far too skilled, powerful, and experienced to be beaten by Crawford moving up in weight. He declared that there is zero chance for Crawford to succeed in this outcome and warned that it would not end well for him. Coming from a trainer who knows what it takes to beat Canelo, this opinion carries weight and adds to the split in expert predictions. Diaz's remarks also highlight the respect many trainers still hold for Canelo's all-around game, suggesting that even the best pound-for-pound fighter might have limitations when climbing too high above his natural division.
Who is the trainer for Dimitri Bivol. He think Joel Diaz was a trainer for Dimitri Bivol when Dimitri Bivol beat Canelo Alvarez. He was also a trainer for Israel Madmarov when Israel Madmarov fought Terence Crawford last year. And many people thought Israel Madmarov won that fight, or I didn't think Israel Madmarov won the fight. I thought Terence Crawford won the fight. But at the same time, clearly a close, difficult fight for Terence Crawford. And this is Joel Diaz, and Joel Diaz was the trainer for both of those fighters. Now, Joel Diaz has trained against Canelo and trained against Terence. Joel Diaz says there's no way that Canelo Alvarez is going to win, that Terence Crawford is going to win the fight. He said there's no way that Terence Crawford is going to win that fight. He wasn't shy about it. He didn't say, well, if he does this. Nope, he's straight to the cut. No way this guy's going to win this fight. The size difference too big, and Canelo Alvarez is too good a fighter. This is not going to go well for Bud.
I mean, there is no way that Terence Crawford, being to me my favorite fighter, I mean, the best fighter pound for pound, can be Canelo. I mean, a 147-pounder moving up to 68, I mean, he can only maybe go 2-3 rounds, and then Canelo hits him and he hurts him. Canelo's being hit by Triple G, the hardest hitter in the division, and never hurt him. But Canelo will hit Crawford and he'll hurt him. Let's put it this way. You remember the fight Benavidez and Demetrius Andre? Yes. Demetrius Andre was a great fighter. Nobody wanted to fight him at 54.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.